Tom, thank you very much for joining us at TV Abraham. It's great to see you again. I last worked with you at the State Department when you were the consular, and I knew you as State Department's premier Latin America expert. But then, of course, you went up to be the Undersecretary of State covering, for political affairs,
Correct.
the senior career official in the State Department covering the whole world. So let's start out with Latin America. And let me ask you, I read the mainstream media that tells me that there's nothing wrong with Hong Kong company managing the port on both ends of the Panama Canal. Now, what do you think? Is this a problem, or should we agree with the mainstream media that just ignore that, that's not a problem?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Bob. It's a great pleasure to see you. It's a great pleasure to be here on TV Abraham. In many ways, the effort, the work done by the Carter administration and the Panamanians to fashion the agreements that led to the transfer of the Panama Canal from the United States to Panama were one of the signal accomplishments of American diplomacy in the later half of the 20th century, effectively reducing the potential for significant internal turmoil in Panama and threatening the stability and well-being of the canal over time, and also threatening how the United States was seen and understood in Latin America. The Panamanians have shown a remarkable capacity to manage the canal well. But what has captured the attention of the Trump administration and many people here in Washington is not just the presence of container facilities. It's also a change in Panama's diplomatic stance towards China. Historically, Panama recognized Taiwan, as did most of the countries of Central America. But during the first part of the Trump administration, that flipped. And the Panamanians agreed to break relations with Taiwan and establish relationships with the PRC. And what President Trump and his administration are trying to signal is that the United States is the primary strategic partner of Panama and the primary commercial partner of Panama. And that Panama needs to be very careful about providing to the PRC a strategic either competitor or adversary, depending upon your viewpoint, of the United States, providing them any privileged place in the Western Hemisphere. And the Panamanians have adjusted. They've pulled out of the Belt and Road Initiative. They've underscored their commitment to the United States as a primary strategic partner. But there's actually a bigger point that needs to be made here, which is that, as I think many people know, the Panama Canal no longer meets the traffic needs that are coming through. As global trade develops, it's going to become apparent that as important as the Panama Canal is, both practically, strategically, and symbolically, that we need to have a variety of pathways to bring goods either into the United States or into the Caribbean and the Atlantic and to other markets.